Stylists made the experience special.
And everyone was so empowering, and this gives me feels, but they were just so proud of looking like each other, and just have a whole group of women in a salon making you feel like you can do anything you want. You don't have to look a certain way, and to have two bald kids going to a brand new school is really intimidating, and just feel so supported by this community.
Thanks to Kira, the studio found its cause and is working to make a difference for families.
Your beauty is really empowering. Now, whether you have hair or you don't have hair, it's just really important that everyone feels included in it. There's confidence in beauty.
Next month, the salon will host an event to raise money for the Walk for Alopecia. They will also be cutting hair to donate to wigs for kids.
Excellent. Very sweet.
Very, very sweet.
Yes. Just makes them feel normal, you know, and that's what it's all about.
I love that they both get to feel special at a hair salon. It's very important.
Absolutely. All right, quick look outside, everyone. We are looking at some cloudy conditions this morning, but clearing is on the way. I'll get you ready for your Wednesday coming up.
Plus, as a local blaze sent firefighters scrambling to put it out as fires continue to be a danger in eastern Washington. And a local company is facing a large federal fine. We'll tell you why coming up. Good Morning Northwest continues right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Jason Valentine. It is 6 o'clock on a Wednesday morning, Riley.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. It's very exciting. And again, the heat that we saw Monday left us yesterday.
Incredible.
And it's going to even leave us a little more as we move along in our week. Let's take a look outside. Cloudy conditions this morning throughout many of our areas, but those will move along. We're even seeing a little bit of shower activity rolling through Connell, all from the north, right near the Hanford area. If it fans out just a little bit more, the Tri-Cities could see just a hint, but that will continue to move on. And we're going to see more sunshine as the day goes on. Highs pretty much what we saw yesterday, upper 70s for Yakima. But do get ready for highs tomorrow in the upper 60s for Yakima, as we're seeing about a 30-degree drop from what we saw Monday into Thursday. That is remarkable. We do expect more showers to come in tomorrow as well. Today, though, we're going to see quite a bit of sunshine and should be nice. Winds 10 to 15 to even 20 mile per hour today, so still blustery conditions. Those will slow down in our evening hours. So folks, we're talking about that cooling trend sticking with us, getting even bigger tomorrow. Windy conditions, rain returns tomorrow. That's coming up in my forecast, but for right now, let's send it back to Riley.
Thank you, Jason. It's exactly what you don't want to see on a windy day in late August. Fires burning near power lines in Kennewick yesterday afternoon. This was near Desert Hills Middle School. Police shut down a part of Bob Olson Parkway because the wind was spreading the fire so fast. Kennewick Fire Chief says crews were able to keep the fire contained to between 10 to 15 acres. The Gray Fire has burned more than 10,000 acres and destroyed 240 homes near the town of Medical Lake in eastern Washington. That fire now 90% contained. The cause of the Gray Fire remains under investigation. A contractor predicts it will take hundreds of millions of dollars for that community to rebuild. We'll have more on that part of the story later on Good Morning Northwest. Firefighters have the Oregon fire burning in Elk, Washington, 79% contained. Flames have burned more than 10,000 acres and 126 homes. Fire crews on the ground and in the air are hitting hot spots. No word yet on how this fire started. The Federal Clean Air Act requires companies that store more than 10,000 pounds of anhydrous ammonia to have a risk management plan in place to prevent chemical spills. And if they don't cover all their bases, they pay the price. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us that's the situation two Yakima-based companies find themselves in now.
Up until 2021, Congdon Packing Company operated a cold storage facility at 10 West Meade Avenue in Yakima, on a property owned by D&H Properties Yakima that used large quantities of ammonia.
The ammonia is what makes the facility cold in order to store the fruit or produce or whatever is on site at that facility.
The chemical, necessary for refrigeration but dangerous as an accidental ammonia spill, could potentially leave workers dead or seriously injured. But with a federally required risk management plan in place,
companies can reduce the chances of a chemical release and lower risk to both plant workers, the surrounding community, and first responders.
The EPA says in this case, the facility did have a plan in place,
but it was not adequate to the standards of what they need to be in compliance.
Outdated safety information, equipment not maintained or replaced properly, 3 employees not given initial safety training, plus months late on completing a process hazard analysis and years late on implementing recommendations from the previous one. All violations of federal law that are costing the 2 companies $194,000 in penalties.
This facility did not have any releases, but by making sure they do implement this plan and having all of these parts of their risk management plan in place, it helps prevent any future releases, which is really our goal in our program.
Congdon moved its fruit packing to a different location in 2021, and D&H sold the property on Meade Avenue. Now, a different company runs the cold storage facility, one that's not involved in the EPA's case about the former owner and operator. In Yakima, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
The settlement is part of an effort by the EPA's National Enforcement and Compliance Initiative to reduce the risk of accidental releases at industrial and chemical facilities across the country. Benton County Fire District 1 held a special board meeting in Kennewick yesterday discussing the possible discipline of one of its firefighter paramedics. However, the employee is also one who has brought a lawsuit against the district for sexual harassment and other claims. According to Benton County Fire District 1 firefighter paramedic Samantha Ward received a complaint against her by another employee, and a hearing was scheduled before disciplinary action could be taken. However, in March of this year, Ward filed a lawsuit against Benton County Fire District 1, saying she was a victim of sexual harassment and discrimination. She also alleges she was denied a promotion because she was denied training opportunities. Ward's legal counsel says they believe the complaint made against Ward was made after she filed the lawsuit, and they say it's retaliation. Despite an emotional testimony and those letters of support, Ward was fired at the end of yesterday's hearing.
Was in direct retaliation to having filed a lawsuit and participating in protected activities. I believe they tried to make an example out of me for what happens if you do speak up as a female in the workplace at Benton County Fire District 1.
The first time I've ever seen a pre-disciplinary hearing done in such a setting as a Board of Commissioners. Interesting way to do things, not the way that I have seen it done. Taken back by the decision, and we'll follow our process going forward.
Ward tells Apple Valley News Now after her termination, she will be seeking further action against the district. She referred to her lawyer for the next steps that will be taken. ESD 123 has selected Lindsay Leitner to fill position 3 on the Richland School Board after 3 of the 5 board members were recalled in the August primary election. ESD 123 selected Leitner from among 3 candidates to fill the position formerly held by Semi Bird. Leitner will be sworn in at the Richland School Board meeting Thursday. Then the 3 board members will be able to appoint 2 temporary positions. Jason Valentine returns now with a look at your morning weather forecast.
Folks, a little bit of cloud coverage throughout many of our areas this morning. Also, we're seeing a little bit of shower activity in Connell. But folks, we have changes coming today and even cooler temperatures on the way tomorrow. I'll get you ready. My first alert weather forecast coming up.
Plus, a new deal gives local hockey fans a new way to enjoy Tri-City Americans games. That's coming up.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
The Pacific Clinic is a health, sports, and medical campus where we feel like we're a one-stop shop. Primary care is everything that you do here at the Pacific Clinic. We really focus on preemptive care. And what that means to us is going out and playing tennis and working on that proprioception, that balance, that social aspect, flexibility, all those things.
Living an active lifestyle is extremely important to our health. Research shows that just by incorporating exercise into our daily lives, we can reduce our risk of cardiovascular disease by 50%. So cutting your risk in half is amazing, and just by incorporating regular exercise, we add years to our life.
Stress is the primary reason why living an active lifestyle is so important, because it reduces stress. Stress brings on anxiety, depression, all of the things that we don't want to feel.
So there's some really good benefits to cold therapy, specifically with regards to neurotransmitters. What's important about those neurotransmitters is when they go up, it improves your mood. And so it's become a really good treatment option for depression. And as far as the hot therapy, things like a sauna are really good at preventing cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's disease, and even some respiratory diseases. I would recommend that folks take advantage of all the services we have to offer here at the clinic. You can make significant strides toward improving your health by utilizing all that we have to offer.
What you doing out there?
Taking the scenic route. I know this looks like a summer blockbuster, but this is a Nissan sales event tag. With 5 drive modes, this Nissan Rogue gives the performance of a lifetime. Now comes the real star of the show.
Now get a low $419 per month lease or get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
Better hurry. These offers won't get a sequel.
It's a factory-authorized clearance at Blue Compass RV. Before the 24s arrive, every 23 must go. Every reasonable offer will be accepted. All 23s come with an exclusive 1-year VIP membership to RV Complete. A $5,000 value only Blue Compass can provide. If you ever dreamed of owning a new RV, now is your time. Every 23 must go at the factory-authorized clearance only at Blue Compass RV.
This newscast is sponsored by Dairy Queen.
Welcome back on this Wednesday morning. Well, local hockey fans are going to hear some changes on the radio this season. The Tri-City Americans have announced they are officially signing on with Jacobs Radio. Jeff Jacobs said you'll be able to tune in on an app and to listen from anywhere you have a cell signal. And locally, he said the change will give fans a clearer signal on FM radio instead of AM.
A great thing for the fans is that this, not being an AM radio station, FM we're in full stereo, right? You're going to have a better sound quality. We've invested in some very state-of-the-art equipment, both the Tri-City Americans and Jacobs Radio, to bring these broadcasts crystal clear. It's not going to be like through a phone line like it was for so many years.
The first game and launch of this new change will be September 8th at 6 p.m. That's a week from Friday. Well, the Downtown Association of Yakima is accepting applications for the annual Chalk Art Fest in downtown Yakima, and this year the event is carnival themed. This year they're trying to make the free, family-friendly event bigger and better. They're encouraging kids to come in Halloween costumes, and we'll have a costume contest this year. They're bringing in more music and adding a hospitality tent for the bands. And for the first time, they're also offering artists the ability to sell their artwork in a booth during the event.
Our goal is always revitalizing the downtown and having events down here to showcase what we bring and what the downtown has to offer to the community.
They're still looking for volunteers, artists, vendors, and sponsors ahead of the event, which will be on October 14th. They have spots open for 25 artists and a cash prize for the winner. Coming up, there are medications millions of Americans rely on for their health, and now we've learned about the list, the drugs the government plans on negotiating prices for. And folks, I'll return with your first alert weather forecast. Let me get you ready for this very chilly and windy Wednesday. That's coming up next on Good Morning Northwest.
Are you interested in a top-load laundry set? See the best selection of top-load laundry sets anywhere at Fred's Labor Day sale.
Like this Hot Point top-load set that's in stock. Top-load washers and dryers start at only $4.99 each.
GE top-load laundry sets have features like a water station for hand rinsing, sensor drying, and deep fill for your biggest load.
Top-load laundry sets start at only $4.99 each. Plus, get up to an additional $500 in exclusive rebates.
Stop by your local Fred's Appliance today.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different Briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
Give yourself that new car feeling with a detail from ProClean Auto Detail Systems. Details start at just $125 and we'll make your car look and feel like new. Gift certificates are available. Forget the rest and come to the best. ProClean Auto Detail Systems.
Craving an action-packed stack of game-changing, meaty, cheesy awesomeness? Taco Time's Taco Cheeseburger. You're welcome. When you know what you want, anytime it's taco time.
Paws Natural Pet Emporium is proud to be a partner with Apple Valley News Now's Operation Best Friend. Pets adopted from Operation Best Friend segments come with a $50 gift card for use at Paws Natural Pet Emporium. Watch Wednesdays on Good Morning Northwest.
Next ET. Inside Gene Simmons' birthday bowling party. Just for ET. The good cause bringing KISS back together.
I swear, usually there's strikes.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Stacy Lee.
We track weather because you want to know what's coming.
The weather information you need just the way you want it. Stacy Lee. She's on your side. Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather. Weeknights at 5, 6, and 6:30.
Things to consider when choosing a pediatrician.
Does the doctor take your insurance? And does their office have separate waiting areas for sick and healthy kids? More at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care. Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest. Sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Yes, we have quite a bit of cloud coverage this morning for most of our areas, even a little bit of shower activity in the Connell area, but we're going to be seeing those clouds start to move out, more sunshine as the day goes on. Quite a bit of shower activity rumbling through the Connell area. Looks like it's headed for Dayton, just to the north of the Tri-Cities. This is from that kind of accumulation of shower activity up north. This should be moving on, though, very quickly, and we'll be looking, again, nicer conditions on the way. But it looks like rain for most of our areas will be returning tomorrow morning. We have a low-pressure system right near the border in between Canada and the U.S., and that's going to continue to move south, and it's going to be bringing in shower activity and even cooler temperatures tomorrow. Folks, a big swing from what we saw Monday to what we're going to be seeing tomorrow. So our future cast as we move along in the day, more sunshine, should be beautiful, but still windy. And then we have the shower activity coming in tomorrow morning. Pretty good wall of rain that'll continue into the latter morning hours, and then just some scattered showers possible as we head into the evening hours. Looks like more shower activity could be possibly showing up on Friday, so we're keeping a close eye on that. Now, air quality has improved in the past 24 hours, and actually last night, if you were in the Tri-Cities and thought air was not so great, it was in the unhealthy for sensitive group, so that is considered unhealthy air, but that finally got on the way out, and we're seeing less smoke throughout all of our areas for the next couple of days, at least, with winds mostly coming from the southwest to west. So very good news there as we're looking at better air quality and less haze with our sun. Temperatures mid 60s to mid 50s as we're starting to cool down in our morning hours, and we'll cool down even more tomorrow. This is for the Tri-Cities. Tomorrow, the high of 70. We were 100 just on Monday, 2 days ago. Tomorrow, 70 will be the high. That means some 60s for some of our cities. Then we'll start to rebound into still a chilly, comparatively, Labor Day weekend ahead. So as we move into our daily hours, we are looking at mid-teens for most of our areas, and we expect to see winds mid-teens pretty much for today. Could be seeing up to 20-mile-per-hour winds. Then those are going to slow down as we move along in our day. More or less light winds starting tomorrow into Saturday. Then they'll pick back up to 10 to 20-mile-per-hour winds as we get to Sunday. So let's take a look at our highs today. And again, this is going to be considered warm as we move into the next couple of days. 79 for Yakima, 79 for Toppenish, 72 for Ellensburg. In the lovely mid-Columbia, lower 80s, upper 70s, almost said 90s. And in the the Blue Mountain region, mid to upper 70s. For Yakima, look at that temperature tomorrow, 68. 80% chance of those morning showers, 79 by Friday, and back to the 80s for your weekend. Labor Day itself, 77. Overnight lows in the 50s, and yes, 48 Monday into Tuesday. Tri-Cities area down to 70 tomorrow, back to the 80s Saturday and Sunday. So folks, today, cloudy and even a little bit of shower activity in Connell this morning. That'll move out. A sunny and bit blustery day is ahead. Tomorrow, chilly with some morning showers. So a lot happening before we get to our Labor Day weekend.
The Biden administration has released its list of the first 10 drugs that Medicare will be targeting for price negotiation. It will likely be years at the very earliest before we see lower prices at the pharmacy. But Apple Valley News Now's Alyssa Warner reports this is important because up until now, Medicare hasn't been able to negotiate drug prices at all.
Eliquis, Jardiance, Xarelto, Entresto, Stelara, Enbrel. You've almost certainly heard the names in advertisements on TV and online. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS, says insulin and 9 other drugs on their list accounted for more than $50 billion in Medicare prescription drug costs in a single 12-month period. That same list cost patients more than $3 billion in out-of-pocket costs last year. And that's not counting the people who simply didn't take their medication because they couldn't afford to fill the prescription.
On too many nights, too many Americans lay in bed staring at the ceiling, worrying what will happen if their spouse gets sick, if their child gets sick. Today is the start of a new deal for patients, where Big Pharma doesn't just get a blank check at your expense and the expense of the American people.
Until now, the government has simply had to pay up for medications, which in some cases could cost thousands of dollars per person per month. The Inflation Reduction Act gave CMS the authority to negotiate directly with drug makers. That might seem perfectly reasonable, but the Biden administration is facing opposition from Republicans in Congress and lawsuits from the pharmaceutical industry, saying that giving the government power to negotiate drug prices amounts to imposing government price controls, or even taking private property for public use without just compensation, which would violate the Constitution. Administration officials say they're confident in the law.
There is no part of the Constitution that prohibits Medicare drug negotiations. And just important to remember that basically what pharma is arguing in these court cases is that they should have no limit to be able to charge whatever they want. And that is exactly why Americans support the Medicare drug negotiation by 80%.
Alyssa Warner, Apple Valley News Now.
Now that the list is out, drug companies will have to decide if they're willing to negotiate or risk potentially losing the government's business. Officials are planning to research through the fall and winter, then make price offers next February. If everything goes perfectly, those negotiated prices would take effect in 2026. A new group of synthetic opioids emerging in the United States may be more powerful than fentanyl and may even require more doses of the medication naloxone to reverse an overdose. Nitazines are a synthetic opioid in the small study published Tuesday in the journal JAMA Network Open. Most of the patients who overdosed on nitazines received 2 or more overdoses of the opioid overdose reversal drug naloxone, whereas most patients who overdosed on fentanyl received only a single dose of naloxone. A new study conducted here in Washington state finds cannabis use disorder is more severe among those who use the drug both medically and recreationally. Kaiser Permanente of Washington state surveyed nearly 110,000 patients. The study indicated using cannabis in this way led to a more severe addiction than only using it medically. An investigator with Kaiser's Research Institute says the message of the study is that cannabis use disorder is common among primary care patients in a state where it is legalized. According to the CDC, cannabis use disorder means a person has 2 or more symptoms like consuming more than intended, an inability to quit, and experiencing withdrawal. You can find the study in JAMA Network Open. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, we introduce you to this week's subject for Operation Best Friend. Very excited to meet her.
Warning, your air conditioner unit needs service. Would you like me to call Bruce?
Yes, call Bruce.
Thanks to today's modern technology, it's never been easier to call Bruce Heating and Air. When your AC unit needs serviced, call Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get this party started.
Just make sure you call the right Bruce.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $2,250 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Bruce Heating and Air.
Why buy a mattress from Mattress Depot USA?
Low prices.
Every day, we beat any competitor's price.
Selection?
All sizes and brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic.
Customer service.
Our sleep specialists average 10 years in the industry. Check out our reviews.
Comfort guarantee?
120 nights worth.
Same day delivery.
Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Local?
Born here, live here.
Come see us today.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
It's the Ford Big Deal Labor Day sales event. Choose from big deals and great rates on new trucks and SUVs, now through September 4th. Lease a well-equipped 2023 F-150 for just $389 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford dealer.
What is a leader? Someone who has backbone, resilience, determination, to put a stake in the ground and get their hands a little dirty. Arrow Construction Supply has been the Northwest's leading provider of asphalt, concrete, and erosion control industries. From homeowner do-it-yourself to large commercial projects, we have everything for sale or rent to get the job done. Your locally owned and operated Arrow Construction Supply, leading the way and hitting our mark for 30 years.
Our customers depend on us for everything. We grow well over 200 different crop varieties, and there's tremendous diversity within our trade territory. We spend a lot of time and work a lot with our customers on enhancing and utilization of the products that John Deere offers. From a technology perspective, we do what we say every single day.
It's the Ford Big Deal Labor Day sales event. Choose from big deals and great rates on new trucks and SUVs, now through September 4th. Lease a well-equipped 2023 F-150 for just $389 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford dealer.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
Welcome back. It is now time for Operation Best Friend, where we get the pleasure of introducing you to a pet that's up for adoption at a local shelter. Darcy Sherman joins us from the Tri-City Animal Shelter. Darcy, today you've brought in the Pitty Mix Pumpkin. Can you kind of tell us all about her? How long has she been in the shelter? And introduce us.
Okay, yeah, so this is Pumpkin, and she actually came into the shelter on June 29th. And so she's been there for quite some time. She's about 3 years, 3 months old, is what our guesstimate is, and almost 60 pounds. She's a ball of energy, a really great dog. She, though, is not good with most other pets, so she's definitely best as a single dog. I like to say she just likes the attention all to herself, maybe.
Incredible. I was doing a little dance with her earlier. She's just so stinking cute.
She is.
And can you tell her what kind of home would be a good fit for her?
Yeah, I say she loves kids, so someone that either has kids or has a lot of energy themselves, likes to go hiking, camping, kayaking. She loves water, so like she would definitely be into water sports and all kinds of other activities. Or if you've got kids, you know, all of the energy and attention that they give her would be amazing as well.
Gotcha. And for someone who's looking for a dog, what kind of steps might they take to see if she is the match for them?
Well, if they just pop on into the shelter and they don't need an appointment or anything, just come on in and say you want to meet Pumpkin or whatever other dog. We'll bring them out to the yard and introduce and see if you connect with them and are a good match.
Awesome. She's doing just the most adorable little stretch right there.
It's her frog leg pose.
I hear there's also an adoption event that's happening today. Could you tell me all about the doggy paddle and adoption event? And are people going to see Pumpkin there?
Unfortunately, Pumpkin won't be there, but we are going to have 5 or 6 other dogs there with the little Adopt Me bandanas on, so that people can decipher who's there for the pool party and who's there to get adopted. So it's going to be at the Memorial Water Park, and it's going to be from 5 to 7. From 5 to 6 are small dogs, and from 6 to 7 are large dogs. And it's just mostly for the dogs in the community to come have a little bit of fun, raise some money, and view a few adoptable dogs.
Incredible. And we should mention that whoever ends up adopting the pet that we feature here on Operation Best Friend will receive a $50 gift card to Paws Natural Pet Emporium. And if you're looking for a new best friend, Pumpkin right here may fit right in with your family. She's located with the Tri-City Animal Shelter. Darcy and Pumpkin, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us.
You bet.
Well, coming up, according to weather officials, Hurricane Idalia is still strengthening and is forecast to be at extremely dangerous Category 4 intensity when it makes landfall. That's coming up on Good Morning Northwest.
Saturday, the final year of the Huskies in the Pac-12 kicks off on ABC and Apple Valley News Now as Boise State takes on Washington live from Seattle. The Broncos battle the Huskies, Saturday starting at 12:30, only on Apple Valley News Now.
Okay, who here has reached peak fall?
Peak what?
Peak fall!
I am wearing plaid.
And I'm wearing a cardigan.
I guess I am eating snickerdoodle cookie dough.
And I am eating a pumpkin pie blizzard.
The new DQ Fall Blizzard menu has reached peak fall. Pumpkin pie, snickerdoodle cookie dough, and more. They are back!
I just love fall. Apparently we all do.
Oh, they did it! Peak fall achieved! DQ, happy tastes good.
I'm currently out of the office, focusing on a little blue sky thinking. I'll be taking meetings with family and friends and checking voicemail as my activities permit. I'll connect with you after reconnecting with me. Get 1.9% APR plus $500 purchase allowance on a 2023 Cadillac XT4, XT5, and XT6. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
Cut your ties to the fuel pump with an all-electric vehicle from Overturf Kia, your EV headquarters. You'll find a great selection of new vehicles in stock now. Save over $4,400 on an all-electric Nero EV. Now just $37,999. Take delivery today or reserve a car that's on its way. Shop online anytime at overturfkia.com. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Ridge in Kennewick.
The Labor Day savings are kicking off early this week at Walker's Furniture.
And that means some of the biggest discounts of the year as Walker's marks down all bedroom and living room furniture, as well as big savings on Serta and Beauty Rest mattresses. Plus, they brought in special 5 years no-interest financing with no money down and no minimum purchase, so you can get that furniture you want now and pay for it later.
This is one sale our regular customers wait all year for.
On now this week at Walker's.
Save thousands on the new Revolutionary Swim Spa at a one-time sale, Friday through Monday. Hapo Center Pasco. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation and 1 day only. New 2023 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Hapo Center Pasco. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Next Extra, hot off vacationing with ex-Irina Shayk, Bradley Cooper is making sweet music in Italy. He premieres his new Oscar-worthy masterpiece in Venice. Next Extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on Apple Valley News Now. The best way to end your day.
That is good TV.
Friends, tonight at 11:05.
Hurricane Idalia is crawling toward Florida's Gulf Coast, forcing mass evacuations in low-lying areas expected to be swamped when the powerful storm makes landfall later this morning. And a major announcement from the FBI as an international law enforcement effort has taken down a worldwide network of computers involved in a major fraud scheme.
And a chilly and cool Wednesday is on the way. I'll get you prepared in my first alert weather forecast.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Jason Valentine. Always fun to have a doggo in the studio.
I was just going to say, I'm still thinking about Pumpkin and our Operation Best Friend this week. So much fun to have a little puppy in the studio.
We love it.
Maybe not puppy, 3.5.
Still, a little sweetheart.
Exactly.
Well, good morning, Riley. Good
Thank
morning,
you so
everyone.
much.
We've made it to midweek. Let's take a look outside. Let's get you ready for your day. Quite a bit of cloud coverage throughout most of our areas this morning. Even seeing a little bit of shower activity rolling into the Connell area, but that is going to swiftly move out of there heading for Dayton, just to the north of Walla Walla. If that fans out a bit, could hit Walla Walla. But that should be the precipitation for the day, though precipitation is expected to return tomorrow. We're going to see more clearing as the day goes on. So these clouds are going to move on into the east. Also, our air quality back to good for all of our regions. So just beautiful conditions today, despite being still chilly. We're going to be in the upper 70s, lower 80s. We're about 7 or so degrees off of our average, with even cooler temperatures tomorrow. We're going to see some mid to upper 60s for our highs on your Thursday. So a big drop in temperatures again tomorrow. So cooling trend sticks. Windy conditions today, that sticks as well, and the rain returns tomorrow. I'll get you prepared for that and a sneak peek at your Labor Day weekend. It's coming up in my forecast, but for right now, we're going to send it back to Riley.
Thank you so much, Jason. Hurricane Idalia, now a Category 3 storm, gaining fury over the Gulf of Mexico as it charges toward Florida's Gulf Coast, forcing evacuations in areas expected to be swamped once the powerful storm makes landfall. Idalia intensifying overnight with winds of more than 120 miles per hour, expected to hit Florida's Big Bend as a Category 4 storm. ABC's M. Wynn is in Tampa with the latest.
This morning, Hurricane Idalia barreling towards Florida's Big Bend, expected to make landfall just north of Cedar Key. The hurricane strengthening over the Gulf of Mexico, threatening to unleash catastrophic storm surges and rainfall.
My son's a law enforcement officer, and he's encouraging me real bad to leave. They have ordered a lot of body bags. They're expecting some fatalities, so I don't want to be one of them. This is scary.
Governor Ron DeSantis warning people in coastal communities.
This is going to be something that will leave significant impacts, and particularly in this part of the state.
Overnight, people in at least 30 Florida counties placed under evacuation orders. Residents hunkering down, boarded up windows and filled sandbags. Tampa Electric securing tens of thousands of workers from more than 20 states as far as Maine to help restore power after the storm. 5,500 National Guardsmen are also on high alert. Experts say climate change has intensified the storm.
It's 88, 89 degrees over where the storm's going to be tracking, so that's effectively rocket fuel for the storms.
President Biden has been in constant contact with Florida officials and will receive a briefing today. FEMA is already calling on Congress to approve more funding for disaster response.
We're watching out closely for those storm surges, which could reach as high as 16 feet in some parts of Florida. It adds to the increasing flood threat here and along the coastline. M. Wynn, ABC News, Tampa.
The FBI and European law enforcement agencies have taken down a massive network of hacked computers used to defraud victims out of hundreds of millions of dollars. The Justice Department also seized more than $8 million in cryptocurrency from the hackers. The DOJ also removed the malicious code from an unspecified number of infected computers around the U.S. and around the world. It's a blow to a hacking tool known as QuackBot. The tool has been used by Russian-speaking ransomware gangs to cause significant harm to healthcare providers and government agencies around the world.
This was an unprecedented operation with worldwide scope, led by the FBI and the Department of Justice, but also in collaboration with partners throughout the world, including law enforcement partners in France, the United Kingdom, Germany, the Netherlands, Romania, and Latvia. Together, we have taken down QuackBot and saved countless victims from future attacks.
According to Tuesday's announcement, there were roughly 200,000 infected computers in the U.S. and 700,000 globally. Jason Valentine returns now with a quick look at your morning weather forecast.
A little cloudy conditions this morning, but that will be moving along as we look at a sunny, windy, and chilly Wednesday ahead, but even cooler temperatures on deck tomorrow. I'll get you ready for your week ahead and my forecast coming right up.
Plus, Good Samaritans looking for the owners of a lost dog end up saving an elderly man in the process. That's coming up.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
I know this looks like a summer blockbuster, but this is a Nissan sales event ahead.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select road trims.
Better hurry. These offers won't get a sequel.
Craving an action-packed stack of game-changing, meaty, cheesy sauciness? Taco Time's Taco Cheeseburger. You're welcome. When you know what you want, anytime is taco time.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Come save like a member and see why over 1 million membership families save more at Bi-Mart. Arriving in your mailbox this week, you'll find 16 pages of everything you need, from back-to-school supplies, Labor Day weekend needs, sporting goods, pantry essentials, and more. Bi-Mart's one-time $5 membership unlocks a lifetime of savings. Save now with our latest savings book at Bi-Mart, your Northwest employee-owned membership store.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
Red or white. At Coyote Canyon, we've got you covered. If you love red, try our Italian Sangiovese, French Grenache, or Spanish Tempranillo. Like what you taste? Wine Club. Come visit our tasting room in Prosser. Coyote Canyon is calling.
Check out Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, your local Old Hickory Sheds dealer. We sell and deliver a wide variety of buildings, including storage sheds, lofted barns, playhouses, cabins, and more. Come visit us at 3680 West Van Giesen Street in West Richland.
Paws Natural Pet Emporium is proud to be a partner with Apple Valley News Now's Operation Best Friend. Pets adopted from Operation Best Friend segments come with a $50 gift card for use at Paws Natural Pet Emporium. Watch Wednesdays on Good Morning Northwest.
I know this looks like a summer blockbuster, but this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select road trims.
Better hurry. These offers won't get a sequel.
First alert weather, early warnings, and accurate forecasts.
Stacy Lee.
On your television, online, and on the go with our mobile app.
She's on your side. Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather. Weeknights at 5, 6, and 6:30.
Apple Valley News Now welcomes professional bull riding to the Toyota Center, September 8th and 9th. Enter to win a family 4-pack of tickets on the contest page at applevalleynewsnow.com, and you could be on your way to the PBR Tri-Cities Classic.
Welcome back, everyone. A couple searching for the owner of a lost dog helped save a man's life.
Ooh.
Jennings County Police in Kentucky say the dog broke free from her chains on Saturday. The couple who found her started going door to door in their neighborhood looking for the owners.
So while they didn't find the owners, they did hear an elderly man yelling for help from inside a home. He had fallen 2 days before and could not get up. Emergency responders did take the man to the hospital.
Deputies say he wouldn't have survived much longer if he hadn't been found. Meanwhile, the dog was taken to animal control and returned to her owners.
So scary. Like, how awful would that be, laying there for 2 days?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if you're going to get help or not. So that's why you need that little
life alert?
Yeah, the life alert
Mm-hmm.
thing. Well, I didn't want to say the name.
Oh.
I'd give them an ad, but anyways, yeah, the thing. So scary. And did they ever find the dog or the owners of the dog?
Yes, it was returned to the owners after.
Excellent.
Yes.
I was so focused on the person. So
yes.
anyways,
so a miracle
story.
in the form of a lost dog.
Double happy story.
Double happy
I love
story.
it. Quick look outside, folks. I'll have a look at your Wednesday and a sneak peek at your Labor Day weekend. Coming up in my First Alert weather forecast.
And the citizens of Medical Lake are looking towards their future as they attempt to rebuild in the aftermath of the Great Fire. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
David, did you remember to get me an anniversary present?
Anniversary? Of course! It's Mattress Depot USA's anniversary sale.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Hi, Jason Valentine for the Apple Valley News Now Great American Flag Swap. Bring your old tattered American flag to All City Transmission on September 8th, and in exchange, we'll give you a brand new flag as we celebrate America together. At All City Transmission, we stand as proud Americans, cherishing our nation's symbol of unity, the great American flag.
Honest work, quality price, All City Transmission.
The Labor Day mattress savings are kicking off this week at Walker's Furniture. And this year, Walker's is offering some of the biggest discounts they've ever offered on America's favorite brands like Serta and Beautyrest mattresses. Plus, 5 years no-interest financing was brought in with no money down and no minimum purchase needed. So you can start sleeping better and pay for it later with no money down, making it the perfect time to improve your sleep for less. On now this week at Walker's.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different Briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
What is a leader? Someone who has backbone, resilience, determination to put a stake in the ground and get their hands a little dirty. Arrow Construction Supply has been the Northwest's leading provider of asphalt, concrete, and erosion control industries. From homeowner do-it-yourself to large commercial projects, we have everything for sale or rent to get the job done. Your locally owned and operated Arrow Construction Supply, leading the way and hitting our mark for 30 years.
Hey Tri-Cities, the Mid-Columbia Duck Race is coming September 23rd, and so is your chance to win great prizes while supporting our community. This year's grand prize, the new 2023 Toyota Tacoma from Toyota of Tri-Cities, plus dozens of other great prizes too. See your nearest Rotarian and buy your ducks. Every duck comes with valuable coupons for local savings. Lend a hand, buy a duck, and keep this wonderful community fundraiser going strong. Mid-Columbia Duck Race presented by Toyota of Tri-Cities and Autobahn Auto Care Center.
Let a Mattress Depot USA sleep specialist put you on the mattress that matches your sleeping habits.
Stop by today. You'll sleep better tonight.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone. A little bit cloud coverage for many of our areas this morning, and those are going to be moving along pretty darn swiftly. We expect quite a bit of sunshine today, even some shower activity kind of brushing our area, going right through Connell, just to the north of the Tri-Cities, in the Dayton region right now, just to the north of Walla Walla. That fans out just a little bit. Could reach the Tri-Cities or Walla Walla, but looks like it's going to mostly move on, though a little speck coming through the Tri-Cities. We do expect more sustained rain tomorrow morning. So we have a low pressure system right here above the border between the U.S. and Canada. That's going to be moving down during your Thursday, and that will continue to churn in some shower activity. It's also going to be churning in, you can see, temperatures from up north. And my goodness, if you enjoyed the heat Monday, you are not going to like tomorrow, as we drop around 30 degrees from Monday into tomorrow. So our futurecasts move along in our day. Again, more sunshine as the day goes on, more clearing overnight. Then we'll be seeing that pretty much wall of showers coming in tomorrow morning. That will continue into the late morning hours, and then maybe a scattered shower or two for our areas. Looks like showers could return, though, as on Friday as well. So a little bit of wetness as we end our weekend. My goodness, can you believe that Friday is going to be September 1st? Where did 2023 go? So taking a look at our air quality. Hey, we are in the good zone. Now, last night in the Tri-Cities, they were stuck in the unhealthy for sensitive group. So that is considered unhealthy air. That finally changed overnight as the winds finally got rid of that smoke, and we are looking at more of that smoke just continually moving off into the east. So better air quality and less haze in our sky. So as we look at our highs, our current temperatures, mid 60s to mid 50s, a little cooler in Yakima at 53. But folks, we're starting to cool down in our morning hours, and that will continue. And look at the highs tomorrow. Again, I was giving you a sneak preview. Down to 70 degrees for the Tri-Cities. Some of our areas will be seeing highs in the mid to upper 60s tomorrow. We're going to rebound for our Labor Day weekend, but still pretty considerably chillier than usual than we're expecting for Labor Day weekend. Sometimes it's a scorcher, but definitely not this year. Seeing quite a bit of wind already this morning, a lot of mid-teens. We're going to see mid-teens throughout your day, maybe even a little heavier. Those will slow down as the day goes on. And again, we are seeing winds mostly from the southwest, except for Friday, and that's helping keep us away from all of that smoke. Winds will pick back up on Sunday, slow down tomorrow. So our highs today, 79 for Yakima, 72 for Ellensburg. And again, folks, much cooler conditions are on the way. In the lovely mid-Columbia, we're in those lower 80s to upper 70s. And as we head into the Blue Mountain region, mid to upper 70s as well. 7-day forecast, and yes, Yakima tomorrow, 68 with those showers. Then we get back to the 80s for Saturday and Sunday. And in the Tri-Cities area, 70 tomorrow, back to the 80s for your weekend. So folks, today, maybe just a hint of shower activity, and it already moved through Connell and Tri-Cities Walla Walla, just maybe a slight chance. But more sunshine as the day goes on. Just get ready for those cool temperatures and morning showers tomorrow.
The Gray Fire has taken a huge toll on eastern Washington. Flames have destroyed 240 homes in Medical Lake. Now the community begins recovering from the wildfire. Marissa Relo spoke to a person who lost their home to the fire, and she also heard from a contractor about what it will take to restore the Medical Lake community.
It's been 10 days since the Gray Fire began ripping through Medical Lake. The destruction behind me once was a home. A family member who used to live here says they think it will take at least a year to rebuild. Travis Hodgen was working as a camp counselor when he found out the home he lived in was about to catch fire. He says he only cared about his cat, Potato. When he returned from camp, ash and piles of burned remains covered the ground where his house once stood. 3 years ago, Hodgen was homeless. The family who lived here took him in, and this has been his home ever since. Now, they are all living in a hotel. They have lost so much, but Medical Lake will always be their home.
We want to rebuild. Medical Lake is a really great community, and I think we're going to make the house smaller. I think that's her plan. Obviously, I was not the homeowner, so that's completely up to her. But we're just hoping to find maybe a nice Airbnb for the next year.
I spoke with a local contractor on the phone who estimates that it will cost at least $200 million to rebuild all the homes destroyed in the fire. About 6 to 8 different contractors will be needed to restore this community. For smaller homes, it will likely take a minimum of 1 year to finish. For larger homes, 18 months to 2 years. This is what the Medical Lake community now faces. Hodgen says they have 3 cats that were lost in the fire. 1 has been caught. His cat Potato is still out there. He comes every morning to entice him with treats, but still no luck.
We usually set up a tarp, play Uno, and try to just make them feel comfortable. Cats are just notoriously hard to catch because they're so skittish, but we caught 1, and we're going to continue to come back every day until we have all 3.
Hodgen says because they now live in a hotel, he doesn't even know if they can keep the cats. They may have to be rehomed. He says this is tough since he already has lost so much.
At last check, firefighters had the Gray Fire 90% contained. Flames have burned more than 10,000 acres. We'll be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast, but first, a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the new porch pirate warning as thieves take matters into their own hands. Watch as a man calmly walks beside a FedEx worker delivering a package and suddenly snatches the box right out of her hands and makes a run for it.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing, like this guy right in front of my door, just grabbing the package and just running away.
Homeowner Jessica Sines says she was shocked and in disbelief.
I looked at the the camera, and the lady she couldn't even speak, and she was just like shaking.
Sines says instead of receiving the iPad she ordered, she heard banging on the door from the FedEx worker moments later.
She was like, "Can you open the door, please?" I'm like, "What's going on?" She's like, "Someone stole your package."
And we'll have much more coming up at 7 a.m., plus the expert tips to protect your packages. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
I'm Orlando, and I'm living with HIV. I don't have to worry about daily HIV pills because I switched to every other month Cabenuva.
For adults who are undetectable, Cabenuva is the only complete long-acting HIV treatment you can get every other month. It's 2 injections from a healthcare provider.
Now when I have people over, HIV pills aren't on my mind.
Don't receive Cabenuva if you're allergic to its ingredients or if you're taking certain medicines which may interact with Cabenuva. Serious side effects include allergic reactions, post-injection reactions, liver problems, and depression. If you have a rash and other allergic reaction symptoms, stop Cabenuva and get medical help right away. Tell your doctor if you have liver problems or mental health concerns, and if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or considering pregnancy. Some of the most common side effects include injection site reactions, fever, and tiredness. If you switch to Cabenuva, attend all treatment appointments.
It feels good to just live in the moment. With every other month Cabenuva, I'm good to go.
Ask your doctor about Cabenuva today.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time right now is 6:54. We're going to get to your first alert forecast in just a moment, but we begin with a look at this morning's top stories. It's exactly what you don't want to see on a windy day in late August. Fires burning near power lines in Kennewick yesterday afternoon. This was near Desert Hills Middle School. Police shut down part of Bob Olson Parkway because the wind was spreading the fire so fast. Kennewick Fire Chief says crews were able to keep the fire between 10 and 15 acres. Congdon Packing and Company and D&H Properties Yakima will pay more than $194,000 in a settlement with the EPA due to Clean Air Act violations. With more than 10,000 pounds of ammonia on site for the refrigeration system, D&H had to have a risk management plan in place, but the EPA says they had outdated safety information, equipment that wasn't maintained or properly replaced, and 3 employees that weren't given their initial safety training. Plus, months late on turning in a process hazard analysis and years late on implementing recommendations from the last one. A Benton County Fire District 1 employee was the subject of a special disciplinary board meeting in Kennewick yesterday. However, she has also brought a lawsuit against the department for sexual harassment and other claims. According to Benton County Fire District 1, firefighter paramedic Samantha Ward received a complaint against her by another employee, and a hearing was scheduled before the public before disciplinary action could be taken. However, in March of this year, Ward filed a lawsuit against Benton County Fire District 1, saying she was a victim of sexual harassment and discrimination. Ward's legal counsel says they believed the complaint was retaliation. Ward was fired at the end of yesterday's hearing.
Folks, cool conditions continue this morning. We even have some cloud coverage and a little bit of shower activity in the Connell area. That has mostly moved on, but this cooling trend is sticking. Even cooler temperatures tomorrow. Windy conditions today, and the rain returns tomorrow morning. So here's that shower activity I was talking about. Moving through Connell, it's about out of there. Coming into the Dayton area, we'll see if it reaches Walla Walla. It'll be very quick if it does. And then we'll be seeing drier conditions, more sunshine as the day goes on. Our air quality has definitely improved, especially from yesterday. We are in the good throughout our areas. And if you were a little bothered by the air in the Tri-Cities late last night, we were in the unhealthy for sensitive groups. That is considered unhealthy air, but it transitioned overnight. So that is definitely a good thing. So current temperatures, we're in the mid 60s to the mid 50s as we're getting cooler and cooler in our morning hours. Wait till you see the high tomorrow. We're going to be in the mid to upper 60s to lower 70s. Wind speeds, we're in the mid-teens. These will kind of ebb as we get into our overnight period into tomorrow. Then we'll see winds return on Sunday. So a little bit blustery today. Here's our highs today. 79 for Yakima, 72 for Ellensburg. Again, this entire region will be in the 60s tomorrow for the highs. Lower 80s for the Mid-Columbia to upper 70s. And in the Blue Mountain region, mid to upper 70s as well. So folks, more sunshine as the day goes on. Cool temperatures continue.
GMA is next, and your local news is back tonight at 5. Have a great Wednesday.